Daniel Durst is the worst.
How do you say that?
DUERST.
Durst is the worst.
Durst the worst, bitch!
Durst the worst, bitch!
Well, yes. Well, we're out here collecting signatures. Do you know about the Milwaukee Secure Detention Facility?
No, tell me all about it.
Oh my gosh, it's just a horrible system that Walker has figured out. Yeah, like if you're coming down 43, you see it's the next building over. It's tall, got lots of windows all through it, but there are no windows for the people who are in there. That's a corridor around an enclosed prison section. They're 8 by 10. There's up to 3 people in there. It has to do with revocation, crimeless revocation. You know what that is? If someone's out on parole and they break a parole rule, and some of the rules are just ridiculous. Like you're not allowed to have a computer, or you're not. If you miss an appointment that you're supposed to.
You're not allowed to own a computer if you're on parole.
Or if you have a cell phone, if you can get internet access to it. If your parole officer says you got a cell phone, yeah. Well, if you have internet access, I don't allow that. You see, well,
that's for any criminal. Like
the parole officer has complete control over you. If he has a bad day,
I was not aware of that. So
he can say, oh, "I'm sorry, you're going to go back."
Just for you're saying that for having a cell phone with internet access, people could be
or a flat tire,
have their their parole extended longer, or like get thrown in jail, or
you go back to jail
just for owning a cell phone.
They have a whole list of rules, and it could be something. You know, this is a card. It's the only one I got.
That's weird though, because you'd think if that's true, that's counterproductive, because cell phone
is supposed to get a job.
Yeah, exactly. Nowadays, internet access is how you apply for jobs. So
if you were to go to Kmart and get yourself a cell phone that does not have internet, I mean, that could be. But if you're getting one from a relative or someone says, "Well, here, you can use mine for a while," it can be as simple as that.
Yeah.
And you can be put back in, and it can end up being a year.
When you're released from prison on parole, you could be released, as they told us, at midnight, in the same clothes that you were arrested in summertime, in this time of the year. And the requirements are you'll have a job and a place to live in 30 days, or you go back to prison.
Wow.
That's another big issue. And you've just been released. So, first off, it's a moneymaker.
Is MSDF a for-profit entity, or
no? We're paying for it as taxpayers.
Subsidized,
but it's like 50 grand a year, and it was designed for 90 days maximum. People are staying in there over 2 years, and they've done nothing additional as far as their crime. I got it. I'm keeping it warm, so we
when we get ready for it.
Yeah, so it's really expensive, it's wasteful. Instead of using that money to keep them locked up, and a lot of people develop mental health illness. It's overcrowded. There's no in-person visiting. Locked down 22 hours a day. It's much worse than prison.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys are saying, well, I'm not even going to leave prison. I'm going to do my time and just get out because I don't want to get in that other system. It just adds more time onto your whole experience.
Email. You want the email for you?
Sure.
So, like a lot of things gets misused, and mental ill patients, people don't get their medications while they're loose, and they start acting out. This is very bad.
So are there going to be like speakers or anything today, or any sort of?
No. It was just a day to collect signatures.
Oh, just signature collecting. Okay.
Trying to get a volume of signatures, send them up to the state capitol to Governor Walker and the legislature, try to get some movement on people. We're one of the last states to start doing any real.
So are the inmates? Are they primarily in there for just? You're saying for violations of parole, like minor?
They all are.
All of them are in there for that.
In that MSDF, they're in there for crimeless revocation. You screwed up.
Like let's say I mean you'd be in there for like if they take your P test and you have some weed in there. Would that be another like minor infraction?
Well, I think that's not a minor infraction.
That'd be a heavy one.
That's a heavier one where you just go right back to prison. That wouldn't be something. This is like we're talking about missing an appointment, having a flat tire, having a telephone with internet access
for lengthy periods of time.
Maybe I had a bad day. I'm going to make something up about you because I had a complete control of you.
No, I don't.
And I'm going to interpret that You
a
know,
lot of what was
That's
going
good.
on there.
I
was
smell
because
alcohol in your breath. I'm
I
gonna
my
give you a
gosh,
smell.
yeah.
I
for a
smell
very
that.
long time,
I'm gonna put you
the
in here.
sheriff
You get your
of Milwaukee County
your
was a
trial
deranged
date.
psychopath.
So
That can't.
They destroyed all of their
48%
evidence of
of
it
the
and
people
dismissed the case. They
incarcerated
made me
without
do
new
5 court
conviction
appearances, so they're going to
are
punish me and
parents.
try and run up my legal bills.
That is something that when I
That's
talk
how
to
it operates
conservatives,
with
they
Sheriff
talk about how the
Clark.
single
Okay.
motherhood
So,
rate is a
I
problem,
think
but
things are
you
going
should probably
to
point
get
them to that kind of
Well, I
thing.
do
Oh,
think
yeah,
you're
this-
right.
This has to. I mean, this
Could be
this
wrong.
could contribute to that number a lot. I mean,
Absolutely.
if we throw people in jail for minor stuff, and it just sort of accumulates with more and more minor stuff piling on. I mean, number one, that's just needless bureaucracy and big government waste. You know,
And money.
Exactly.
How
Yeah.
many kids can you send to college for
Yeah.
50 grand a year?
You could definitely, yeah. I mean, if you take that money, throw it into another, Pell Grant type thing or what have you. But I mean, I don't know. Like, Milwaukee does have a problem with violent crime. And, I
Do you
mean,
have any information
the only-
I can contact you after I've read?
I guess like my instinct is to say get rid of the drug war.
I
'cause
very
know
well
that
saw it.
contributes
Oh,
to
yeah.
a lot
I just want to
of.
get
Sure.
a little bit info,
a lot of
and
that
I will
prison
contact
numbers,
you,
which
and there's contact info on there, and I'll be
contributes
happy
to
give
more
you
antisocial
pictures, not only of
behavior as people
myself,
go
but of
back
others.
into
Yeah.
prison. It's a cycle, yeah, because we all know.
But when you say it's cost the state a lot of money, it's
So-
cost the taxpayers a lot of money, but it's made a lot of money for a lot of people who contributed to certain political candidates.
Oh, you
And
bet.
that's the problem in Wisconsin. It's all pay to play. So
You bet it is.
It is. I mean, here's my thing. Like, I think this is a very sinister, dehumanizing, grotesque situation. But
Yes.
it's a micro example of what goes on in the whole state, like with Foxconn. Why are we putting up $3 billion for a company that has $16 billion in cash and whose largest customer, Apple, has $290 billion? Why don't they just issue junk bonds? I thought these people liked capitalism. Why don't they issue the junk bonds at 5.65% returns and let the market buy the debt? That'll fund the Foxconn facility.
That's
Because
right.
they've
There's a
killed the
lot
bond
of-
market. They don't need a bond market because what they do is, because of the stock market, their equity is so high, they can now use the taxpayers as their debt provider.
Sure.
So they no longer, if you buy bonds, if you tries to sell you bonds, don't buy, you'll lose. Because the bond market is all gone. It's all dead. Because they use the taxpayers for their debt supply now. And then all the money comes in on the equity side from Federal Reserve quantitative easing and banks. And it's really a triangle. Politicians who've been hijacked by money,
Yeah.
banks, and then the technology companies, industrial groups that sort of turn that money into real world power.
And the guarantee
And this is an example of
is the
that.
taxpayer. We're
Right.
going to bail them out.
At all
They
costs.
bring everything
Well,
down.
Think of the
You're
Bucks,
gonna
think of the
pay
Bucks Stadium. Extremely wealthy family, industrious, gave a gift to the city. The city's going to destroy that gift. A multi-million-dollar gift, they're going to destroy it. So they can tax working class people to give money to a bunch of New York hedge fund people whose kids work for Rahm Emanuel.
Exactly.
Mark Lassery's kids all work in the mayor's office in Chicago.
It's all, yeah.
We don't need a Bucks Stadium. Why don't we put in a couple $1 million to get the Bradley Center looking a little more snazzy?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I gotta come over.
No, I
here.
mean it's
I agree.
It's ridiculous.
I agree. And then they get by with a non-profit, no tax.
501c.
That's crazy. And
It's a scam.
and they build the reason they built the stadium as well as the damn arena is so they can sell them suites, those special high-end rooms to different corporations who probably get a tax deduction.
Well, they
because
deduct
of
it
the
all. They
501c3.
deduct it all.
That's why they're doing it. It's a big money game.
It's a huge money game. And here's the other thing. All the small business people on 3rd Street and Water Street who made their money, okay, off all the entertainment, spill out and spill in from the Bradley Center, are now paying taxes to build an arena that's going to take all of that and shopping mallize it. So they're going to have a food court of bars inside that new Bucks Arena. They're going to suck up all that Water Street, 3rd Street business that used to go out into the community.
Right.
And
But
when,
those individually owned, non-franchise.
right, and when the
businesses.
Pettits built the Bradley Center, they built it saying it's going to be
Yeah.
good for all these smaller businesses because we're not
Absolutely.
going to build a giant food court
Yeah.
and cannibalize all the money inside the
There's
stadium.
no reason to do it except greed. I mean, when it was the stadium, it just made it a sweeter package when the owner of it sold that. You know.
I mean, Bud Selig.
Yeah,
Of course.
When Selig sold it, I mean.
All they do is rape the city. That's the whole problem.
It.
That's
And
all they do.
I still remember how they caught Tommy Thompson up north, some way up there, and he's like, he was heard to say when it came to the taxes, you know, came off the purchase taxes besides other taxes, but
That's
you know, the
another
sales
side.
tax. Yeah, it got
with that
increased for us.
MSDF
And I don't know
building.
if it's got one more year left.
When that
but,
was being planned, it was
Yeah,
under
and
Thompson,
Thompson, sure, yeah.
and they
That's-
said,
No,
well, we'll name that
yeah,
building after
and
you.
he said
And Thompson
to
knew
Milwaukee,
that
they talked
being
to
clerk,
him
you
saying
never want as a politician
that,
to
you
have
know,
a
this,
prison
well,
named
several
after you.
counties
I
here
wouldn't
have
know.
to pay,
Yeah,
but
so
we're
he just
sure biggest population
blanched
county
him.
that
Daniel Durst is the worst.
How do you say that?
DUERST.
This is the worst.
Durst the worst, bitch!
To try, bitch.